G'day, it's Shane here from Lonely Grape, and thank you for joining me at the cellar door for Paxton's Vineyards. Wonderful location, wonderful place to visit. I strongly recommend coming here, not just for the wines, but also for the ambiance of the vineyards, etc. that you go through to get to this cellar door. Lovely place. I was here a couple of weeks ago, enjoyed the wines. You may have seen my review on my blog, Lonely Grape. Highlight for me on that day was that while I was here, Marion from MasterChef, Australian MasterChef, was here and we said g'day. And I must show you that she actually signed the bottle while she was here. So had a lovely little time talking to Marion. And talking about wine and food. So, they make a range of reds and whites. There's a rosé as well and a sweet white. So there is a pretty good range of wines here at the Paxton cellar door. I must admit, I missed out on one of my favourite wines, the Quandong Road Shiraz. So I am looking forward to that, and I believe it's going to be released in October later this year. So just an excuse to come back, I suppose. But 2 wines as per normal to try. So I've got an interesting cellar door only release from Paxton's. It's a Marzan. It's from 2009. And let's do the wanky thing. Now let's just check my notes here. It's $20 a bottle. As I said, only cellar door. Haven't tried a lot of Marzan before. So there's not a lot of that actually grown in Australia or the world. Now this one I found interesting. The aromas are, it's like quince. And I certainly hadn't seen that come through on a lot of wines before. Yeah, very much quince. Now this wine's had aging in oak for about 12 months. The oak was old oak, so there's not a lot of oak character coming through. But the interesting one for me is that it's had extended lees aging, and they stirred up the lees as well. So it gave the wine a different character. So again, I'm looking forward to trying. Yep, just the same as I remember. Absolutely lovely. That quince is there. There's some stone fruit, probably nectarines coming through. There's a bit of inherent nuttiness, obviously from the oak. And there's a wonderful mouthfeel, which I suggest is probably from that extended lees aging. It's not a thick wine, but it certainly has a nice mouthfeel sitting there. And look, I can still taste it now. It's quite savoury finish. And for 20 bucks, it's definitely worth giving it a try. Yep, so the 2009 Marzan cellar door only. Now the red wine I'm going to try is the 08 Paxton AAA, which is their single biggest seller from this winery, and it's a Shiraz Grenache. Now this particular vintage in 08, it's a 72% Shiraz with the rest being Grenache. It's 20 bucks a bottle, and it's just won a gold at the London International Wine Show. So it's got some things going for it. For those that have been involved with the Lonely Grape and watching what I do, would know that Shiraz and Grenache on their own or blended are my favourite wines. So I always enjoy this one. Yep. Those red fruits are coming through. There's a nice little underlying spiciness, probably just a little hint of white pepper, a little bit milder than the black pepper. and just a lovely aroma. Now remember, 2008 was a particularly nasty year in terms of the weather and its effect on the wines at vintage time. And I applaud, first of all, two things. Number one, there's a lot of wine out there that was made that just hasn't been made, put into wine with labels. So they've really gone true to their variety. And the other one here is it's not showing up the real jammy characters that one might expect from overripe fruit picked in a hurry during that extremely hot weather in the vintage of 08. That is lovely. That really is lovely. There's oak there, but it's nice and just mixes in well with the red fruits there. The interesting one for me is the finish has a touch of licorice, so it's not the chocolate characters that you might get from the Shiraz, but it's definitely licorice sitting there on the back of the palate, and it just sits there for a long time. It's interesting, the Grenache is the lower component. What is it? 28% of the wine is Grenache, but I'm probably getting more Grenache character on the nose, and I believe the Grenache is really coming through with those red fruits on the palate. So look, I know it's a pretty standard wine. You see that in a lot of bottle shops and stuff like that. But if you get a chance, that is really a wine worth trying. Whether you come down the cellar door and try it, which of course I recommend, or if you get it from any of the bottle shops. So, two wines. I've had an absolute blast being here in this wonderful cellar door to bring these reviews to you. I hope you enjoyed the reviews. And remember, be safe, and I'll see you next week. Thank you very much.